episode of Command Combat Battle Reports. Today we continue the Blood, Guts, and Glory campaign, which plays out the fighting in the Lorraine Valley near Aracourt in September of 1944. Players will be scored after each battle to determine personal scores and the score of their team. There are 3 players on each side, each fighting for one section, green, red, and blue. These players will play out 2 battles in the first section, then 1 in each successive section, following their own routes, until they reach the end where they will have one grand battle royale.
Today's battle will take place at the first stop along the Blue Path, Bainville aux Moires, or however the French say it. The first stop along the Blue Path. The Americans are trying to fight their way across the river while the Germans are trying to hold them. Americans have 4 M4A1 Shermans and 1 M4A3 late Sherman. With them is Patton, who gets the special rules of foul mouth, which makes all units inside of him fearless, and Old Blood and Guts, which allows units with inside of him to make a spearhead move at the beginning of the game. Normally, Patton would not be allowed to do this in the campaign, but we're putting him in for this first game to show off what he's like in battles. So you rules lawyers, eat it.
My name is Michael, and I play a lot of board games and miniature games, and I plan on leading Patton against some German forces with a few Shermans to back me up.
On the German side, we have 7 Panzer IVJs. They're slightly better panzers than before, but they are reluctant trained.
I'm Chris Rivera. I am going to be playing the Germans for this round. I currently have control of, I believe, there's 6 Panzer IVs. And what I intend to do is I intend to use angles and to basically focus fire on my opponent and utilizing cover from the town.
The game today is taking place at Game Empire in Pasadena. It's the land of 1,000 games.
This is absolutely one of the best gaming stores in all of Southern California. Matter of fact, it's probably one of the best in the United States.
The players are done setting up, and they're both coming in along the roads.
It looks like they'll meet at the bridge near the center. I wonder how that's going to turn out.
Probably pretty bloody, especially since the Americans are now getting a spearhead move, which brings them closer to the bridge. And they also have the first turn, so this should be pretty fast and furious.
It looks like you're right. On turn 1, Michael's tanks are already near the bridge. He takes a few shots. Needing 6s, it's pretty hard to hit.
The Germans turn on the road and stick their barrels out through the hedges, but don't manage to score any hits. It's off to a bloodless start.
Let's see if we can change that. The Americans pick up 2 objectives and get letters from home and field manuals, which will help their morale and skill.
It's easy to look at letters from home to be nothing important, but I tell you, it can be the difference between victory and defeat. One of the other German players won his game because of them.
You know, it is important to hear from loved ones. It looks like they're fighting. Oh, they took out one of the German tanks. First blood has been spilled.
At least first oil. The Germans first pick up their objective, and it's a visit from the general, which allows him to make any re-roll he wants. He then retaliates with a wall of shots. And look at all those hits. The Panzer IV has an anti-tank of 11, and against the Sherman's front armor of 6, the Americans will need 5s to beat it. He doesn't get it on 3 of the hits, and as the German player rolls firepower, he takes out all 3.
Wow, that is a game-changing play. After making a stormtrooper move, he's going to be hard to hit in retaliation. Let's see if the Americans can pull it off. That front tank's definitely given up the idea of going across that bridge and running for the woods.
Smart man.
I'd say. They take their shots and hit 3 times right across the front. The Sherman AT is a little lower at 10, so the German player at long range only needs a 4 better for the shots to bounce off his armor. But he rolls a 1, a 2, and a 3. The first 2 can destroy his tanks, the last one can bail it. Michael rolls, knocks off his own turret. 3 6s in a row. That will destroy the 2 tanks and bail out the 3rd.
We better watch out for the mark of the beast with rolling like that.
No kidding. So the Americans are feeling a bit more confident at the end of turn 3. How are the Germans going to respond in their own turn 3?
Well, first, they're going to miraculously get back into their tank, even though they need a 5 or better. But hold everything. Michael uses letters from home and makes Chris re-roll that morale test.
Oh, he didn't hear from his sweetheart, so he's not coming out.
They will then move out along their left flank to get a shot. Chris, the German player, is being careful to line up the shot correctly. He's looking for the best angle. I feel like I'm narrating a golf tournament.
I was going to say, I was about to fall asleep here. He's really being careful to get the shot just right.
Finally, once he's gotten his shots lined up, he fires. And he winds up with 2 hits.
2 hits.
Michael rolls the first save and makes it. He rolls a second save and does not make it. Chris rolls firepower, and a tank is destroyed. Now he's going to try to stormtrooper out of view. No, he gets bogged down in the hedge.
He didn't even need to do that to get out of the way. What a waste. The American tank ace now takes aim at the German tank ace and takes him out.
I'm willing to fight this game with my boom, because it's sort of a big thing.
All that the Germans have left are 4 panzers on the side. Chris is being very careful to set them up to shoot back, but be in cover enough to minimize the shots back at him. He fires, and it bounces off the armor. Without a hit, he'll stormtrooper out of the way.
The American player is going to chase him down through the woods. He takes his shots and hits. Here comes another burning German tank, but it bounces off. His 2 remaining tanks are still in the game.
And they look pretty mad, too. They're close enough for another objective, and they pick up armor plates, which will give them a re-roll in their armor save. The bogged tank tries to get loose, but fails. They're moving up to the fence for some concealing cover. They fire and score 1 hit. The American tank doesn't save, so it comes down to firepower. And it's destroyed! The American player now has his ace left against 2 German tanks. It's a close battle.
It really is, and with stabilizers he might be able to take him out in 1 turn. He's pushing through the woods to get into that concealing terrain for cover. It's a smart move to play it cautiously at this point. He takes a couple of shots, but he needs 6s to hit.
During the German turn, he'll have to make do with the 2 at the fence. He fires 4 shots, but with all the smoke in the way, he can't score a hit. He tries to stormtrooper out of there, but he fails his roll.
The Americans might have him now. Michael fires twice and hits once. Chris rolls and does not save. Oh, but wait! He uses the armor plating, which he picked up, and rolls again, this time succeeding. Looks like capturing objectives has really paid off.
I'd say. Now the Germans fire their 4 shots back, needing 5s. They score 1 hit. The American player needs at least 4 to not be penetrated. And he rolls a 2. Chris only needs a 3 or better for the win. And he does! The game is over! And the Germans score another victory!
Alright.
The Germans win yet another victory, making it 3 in a row. But since Michael's ace destroyed Chris's ace, they both get a point for the campaign. Chris's tank ace got 1 kill, and the company as a whole got 6 kills. He also had more tanks on the table at the end of the game, giving him a total of 6 points, enough for an ace skill. Michael, meanwhile, only gets 1 point for playing, and his tank destroyed 4 enemies. But his ace destroyed the enemy ace, which was the most important kill of the game. Let's see what Michael has to say about it.
Well, my first try didn't work out as planned. Patton only had a machine gun, which really didn't help, so I just put him in the bushes and had him set some lunch or have a picnic or something, while my other Shermans used the tree line to kind of cushion the barrage of all the panzers that were firing on me.
Alright, so it worked. Basically, I was expecting my opponent to actually come into the town. And so what I just basically did is sniped all of his tanks that were trying to come in and utilized the town for cover to finish off the rest of the tanks.
Well, it was a fun one to watch.
It sure was. To see more battles from this campaign, click on the part on the map you wish to watch. Be sure to subscribe to us, and check out our other battle reports at www.commandcombatreports.com. Happy gaming, everyone!